Anders Frieden, der Sänger von In Flames, sitzt jetzt gerade neben mir. Der wird heute Abend mit seiner Band hier in Köln im Palladium auf der Bühne stehen. Die Band hat gewechselt vom E-Werk ins viel größere Palladium, was auch zeigt, wie viel Erfolg die Band momentan hat. Anders, your band switched from playing in the E-Werk just across the street to a bigger club in the Palladium. Is this the first time on the tour this is happening, that you've switched to a bigger club?
Well, on this tour it will happen on a few occasions actually. To us it's a happy surprise, you know. We only played by ourselves here in at the live music hall, so.
So is it really surprising for you?
We always known that we are good. We're just happy that people understand it as well.
On the recent record Come Clarity, there's the song Come Clarity where you sing I don't want to be in a dream anymore or something like that. So is it at the moment for you being in a dream, having this success?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, but the thing is, we've been doing this for such a long time. Things that happens around us right now, we're not taken by surprise. Maybe if I look at myself as a 15-year-old guy starting this, then I am definitely living a dream. But it's when you're in the middle of this whole business thing that we're in, and then it's just like, okay, we have to do this, and it's basically the only time where it's like, wow, it's when you're on stage and you see all the people react. I mean, sure, we changed a little bit along the way. That's what you do when you have a career over 15 or whatever amount of years we've been doing this. So, sure, as bands we changed a little bit, but I believe we're still doing this because for the passion, not for, the success or whatever. I don't think you can write music. If you're a heavy metal band, you cannot write music to gain a certain success.
Can you still walk through Gothenburg without being recognized by people?
There's people coming up and talking and so on, but it's very far from being a Hollywood superstar or anything. And I hope I will never end up being one either, because it's kind of nice to be on this level.
Yeah. But how do you feel when people on the road come to you and want an autograph?
I still feel a bit strange. I have a hard time to relate to it. I don't really feel like I'm better than anyone.
What do you think? How far did you change?
Sure, there's change, but it's always been about the melody and aggression in Flames, and that's been there since day one. We write music the same way as we did in the beginning. We just become better songwriters. As a person or as a character, I mean, we're a way better live band today than we were, 5 or 6 years ago. I'm far from the same person now than I'm on the person on stage, because that's my space. That's when that's my home, kind of. And off stage, I think I'm more relaxed and stuff like that. But I don't think I've changed as a person that much.
How far did the band change or develop music-wise?
In the beginning, we didn't know anything. We didn't, it's just you're so inexperienced and you don't know how to handle yourself in the studio, and you kind of, oh wow, we can record 12 guitars on top of each other and it sounds so big, and then all of a sudden you have to play live and then you only have 2 guitar players. It's like, how the hell are we gonna reproduce this? So that's something that we learned along the way, and I think in the beginning we were more of a melodic so-called death metal band or whatever. I hate those labels, but anyway. And gradually we become better songwriters, as I said before, and just, we want to write memorable songs, memorable hooks that people can sing along to. We don't want to be this band who is really introvert and hard to understand and stand upside down on stage just looking at our feet and playing all these, we're so good at our instruments but we cannot pull a show. We want to be out there and make people happy. I guess that's why there are 3,500 people here today, because they know, they're gonna get a good show.
With a second band called Passenger, you released a record a couple of years ago, and in an interview you said that the lyrics of this record are the most personal ones you ever wrote. And if we look now on the lyrics from Come Clarity, are they even more personal?
I mean, they are definitely personal, but I think they are a little bit more tricky to get into. Passionate lyrics are very open, and everybody I think can understand what I said. And now it's a little bit more, dull, so to speak. But they are extremely, personal for me and very important. I met a few people that they came up to me and it's like, oh, I had such a rough time, and through your lyrics it helped me to get past. That's an amazing feeling, and it's so cool that I can communicate with somebody who's 10 years younger than me, or 15, or and they live in the world that I used to live in, And to me it is very important that the lyrics are personal, because otherwise there's no feeling for me. It's got to be there. So I feel passionate about them when I'm sing them.
Do you have an idea or a clue why you attract such a young audience?
We might be one of the first heavier bands that they get into. I don't know. And then we're heavy enough to be kind of, oh, look what I listen to. This is this heavy band, and my dad don't like him. But we're mellow enough so we attract a lot of people. I think it's cool that there's a lot of younger fans, and if we can help to spread the word about heavy metal to a younger audience, and by us they can get into other bands, then it's great.
Last year you were touring in the States on the Ozfest tour, and do you think it is more difficult for a band from Europe to have success in the States?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just that I don't know why, but I totally believe it is. Because we had a lot of these bands that have success right now over in the States as a support band before, and their fans just have no clue who we are, It's very Americanized, and I cannot really say why. Because I don't think it's a language barrier, and I don't think it's music. I don't really understand what it is. It's just like, it's almost like kind of a patriotism that it has to be American to have some. I shouldn't be saying this, because we, as In Flames, we have had a lot of success in America as well, and we are well respected. But I think it's harder for some other bands.
A typical thing for In Flames is that you're having the dresses on the stage.
Yeah.
Do you know who did have this idea? When was this idea born?
Oh, that was a few years ago. We just said that we don't want to look like we just coming from the street. We want to differ ourselves a little bit from the crowd and from everybody else. And we had for many tours now, in different ways and shapes and colors and whatever. But I think it looks cool, and it makes us feel like we're a unit. It's like us against everybody else, or something like that.
You have been a lot on the road in the last years. How do you still have contact with your reality, with your real life at home?
I don't think you have a reality when you're on the road, really. There's phones, and there's you have Skype, MSN or whatever these days, but you have to get into a certain mood when you're on the tour to kind of survive, and that's just how it is. And I think you have to be a little bit stupid to be doing this, or not be saying to do this, to cope with everything, because it is.